Just one of those days.
Hey, I'm Eliot Jackson. We're here in Snowshoe. It's the last round of the World Cup. I'm kind of disappointed because I was hoping to have a co-host for this one, but I think I'm gonna have to. I can't.
You do have a co-host.
Yeah, I didn't see you there. It was a bit. You were a bit camouflaged.
Yeah, I was just hiding out, but I'm here to give you a hand.
Okay, that's good. What happened? Why are you're hurt?
Yeah, I injured myself at the Enduro, so unfortunately I'm not going to be racing the downhill this weekend, but I'm a super fan, so yeah, I'm going trackside with you to catch all the action. Oh, I didn't think he was coming out of that.
So you see David Trummer just took the low line. That wasn't open during track walk. So they do end up putting cool features in and then kind of take them out, which makes it a bit lame.
It's got some of the riders a bit riled up because you can either hit the jump or you could skim off the side of it. And in a race, you're not going to hit the jump if that's left open.
That's true.
Yeah.
Oh. So Eddie, this is kind of classic American downhill. What do you think of this compared to like the
This is something I get down on. Yeah, because growing up, like watching the Normas and stuff, this is what you think of when you think American downhill racing. We're at a ski field and we're racing down the ski piece. And riders love it.
Why do they like it?
I was listening to Eliot the other day talk about it, and it's like when you're going super fast, then the bike's working with you. You're not, you're like maxing it out, and that's something that is super fun. Yeah.
Oh!
Sections like this is where you really see the bikes working.
Yeah.
You can tell which bikes are good under braking, which ones are not so good under braking. Yeah.
So it's really amazing when they tape it wide here because there's so much line choice. It really gives you the option to go wherever you want, get your personality out there, and I really like what they've done.
I mean, there's a lot of real estate out here. Riders could be taking up to 10 different lines in this section. They've left it about 50 meters wide, so it's going to get really interesting come race day.
You don't really get mountain bike tracks that are like motocross tracks, but this is gonna get braking bumps coming in. You can either come in, a little bit tighter, shave off some distance, or you can come a little bit wider and try to set up for the turn, carry more speed.
Oh, baby.
It's really cool. It's like some decisions that a rider normally wouldn't have to make in a turn in a section on a World Cup track.
So we've got a pretty crucial section here where there's two options. Riders are either going to be jumping the rock or what we saw Joe Smith doing, rolling the rock.
It seems a bit gnarly though. Like, I don't know, it's so blind.
That's what I was going to say. Anything that blind just instills fear in me.
Hey! Baby! This is like Jump City.
Yeah, I like it.
It's a little V between the rock and the tree that you've got to aim for and you can't see your landing, so it's a hard one to spot the speed for.
Yeah, is the hardest part having too much speed or is the hardest part the blindness?
The blindness.
Yeah. And going deep.
And deep, yeah.
Yeah. We got a jumper.
So this is an interesting section because you have a jump that's really hard. Oh! My!
Bruce, are you all good?
I got that whole thing. Bruce, you okay?
I think he's all good. But what happened was we've got a jump. We've got a jump that you have far too much speed for. And what Bruce showed us is that he didn't get high coming into the left-hander, and he subsequently slapped this corner. Couldn't make the left, and took the exit strategy out the yellow. Out the yellow.
I mean, that was my first time hitting it, so I thought I had to pop a little bit more, Landed a little far down, and then realized I was going pretty hot. Slapped this thing, unweight over the roots, over the bars, over a cameraman. So hopefully he's good.
It's just all part of it, yeah.
I'm getting used to hitting those guys, so.
This is the first section after you do all the top jumps and fast. Oh. So it's really slippery. It's like totally different than than anything you've ridden before this.
And what makes it so sketchy is like that all the rocks are actually flat, and put a bit of moisture and a bit of slipperiness on them, and it becomes a very, very sketchy section.
Yeah, because like, what do you do? Like, how do you ride slick impossibleness?
As much as people hate to say it, speed is your friend. Yeah, because you might get sketchy, but you'll probably get out of the section and into a
You just try to make it through.
Yeah, you'll get into a safe zone. But actually wiring that into your head is easier said than done.
Yeah.
See, here we go, speed, look, boom. There it is. Oh!
After this really steep section, the dirt is so slippery. You can see the riders like not being able to get traction.
You did right, Eliot. I'm down here on trackside, and yeah, the dirt is very moist, and I can see why the riders are struggling for traction.
Where is he at?
Jump out.
behind enemy lines with Eddie Masters.
Surprisingly scary when they came past. Hey!
Wow!
There we have it, folks. The Fresh Prince of Big Air.
Okay, so Aaron, you've had a little bit of experience on this track. They did a ton of changes. What do you how are you finding it?
It's tricky for sure. It's actually kind of like when we raced it last time. It was wet. It was downpouring, so maybe it wasn't quite this slippery. But yeah, it was pretty sketchy. So track feels a lot different than when we raced it. Like I remember some of these sections down through here. They're a bit rougher with everybody riding it, and I think just a few more years of rain and stuff. But it's a tricky track, dude, especially like now, like when everything's all greasy. It's pretty sketchy.
Okay, let's move on. Laurie's going fast.
Look at it though!
Yeah, but you just got to let it do that.
Hey! So we're done here with the track walk in Snowshoe. Track looks pretty gnarly, like
Gnarly, sketchy, scary.
yeah, for sure. So it'll be interesting to see how the riders who's like found the flow. You were saying you thought Laurie looked really good.
Yeah, Laurie was looking fast, so I'm going to have him at the top of my list.
Okay, let's see.
And we'll find out at time training.
Time training. No, we're supposed to count down.
Oh, really?
Time training. We've been talking all season. This is the last race. How are you feeling about everything? How are you feeling about the whole season?
The season as a whole, good. This race is really hard. I feel awful.
Just mentally or physically?
Yeah, I don't know. I was like, man, I feel pretty useless on my bike today. So I'll figure it out. The track's quite hard, actually, to be honest. But yeah, just I think it was always going to be hard to come to the final World Cup and so close with Marin, and it's easier if you have nothing to lose than everything to lose. So yeah, I don't know. I guess I just have to see how it plays out.
Eliot, how's it going on track?
Man, it's going great now that I saw you go into the lead. Time training. Like, what is that? Do you think it's some experience playing in from national champs, or?
Yeah, for sure. This has kind of been a track that we've had on the national series on Pro GRT for years, and then the last 2 years we had national champs here as well. So being used to riding how those slick rocks is they're so slick. But also too, just like a lot of good things, like teams here. I'm feeling good on the bike, finally feeling like myself again. And then obviously having a race at home is unreal.
Yeah, for sure. We're done riding smart, I think. There's not enough of a gap to manage the gap. I think it's going to be all or nothing. We don't have points in quaddies. So Amaury is going to go full on for sure. But the track is so hard because it's a little bit out of control. So it's really easy to make mistakes. And to carry the speed, like if you make a mistake at the entrance of a section, you just lose all the way. And today I didn't feel so good though. I was a bit like, just the bike just hitting all the rocks and me being not so smooth. So
do you think this track is more about precision, or do you think it's about kind of just like, I'm going to pick a point at the end of the rock section and just go for it?
For sure precision, looking far away and being able to anticipate and carry the speed all the way because it's flat. So yeah, it's interesting. Good last race of the season, and we're healthy so far, so it's perfect.
So that's a wrap here in West Virginia. For me, it was a pretty crazy experience being on the other side of the tape, but it was very entertaining, and I just want to say thanks to Eliot for having me.
Thanks for coming. It was great. This is like, you brought great energy.
Thanks. Yeah, so I hope you all enjoy it as much as we did, and it's great to be back in the US of A.
Yeah, great to be here, and make sure you catch the race live on Red Bull TV on Saturday.